This is another video about Biscuit. This is mainly going to be audio, and you're going to hear him in the background because he's in his cage next to me and he's going to talk a lot probably. Might answer him here and there. One thing he does say, by the way, a lot is come on, come on, come on. That's when he wants out, or he might want you to rub his back and say come on, come on. Or if he wants a bath, he'll say bath, bath, and then he might say come on, come on. When you tell him you want a bath, or if you tell him are you hungry or want some juice, he'll say come on, come on. And one thing he says an awful lot is get the sweet, get the sweet. He says that usually when he's trying to play with you, or especially when he plays with his toys. Or get mine. He'll say get mine or get the sweet. And that came from the sentence I used to say to him. I would say, you get that biscuit, that's mine. Or you get it, sweetie. And that changed to get the sweet and get mine. And he says that a lot when he's playing. I was going to mention, when you do get his feathers trimmed, and just to reiterate, you should talk to the Riverside Veterinary Clinic in Mandeville or the Avian and Exotic Hospital in Metairie and find out exactly how to trim his wings, because if you trim him too far, he'll get hurt. He'll just fall off the counter, and you can hear him hit. I mean, he'll get hurt. And he's been hurt before, and that's the reason why he cannot trim his tail feathers. He can't preen them. So when you take his feathers in, when you take him in to get his feathers trimmed, also get his nails trimmed and get his tail feathers done, because the sheaths that are on his tail feathers, sheaths, sheaths, he cannot take off himself. At the Riverside Veterinary Clinic, they actually use needle nose pliers, and that was my idea. And they'll pinch the sheath on the tail feathers, and then they can easily pull it off. But you gotta trim his tail feathers because it drives him crazy if you don't. Always have a bell and a can in his cage. He loves cans. He loves to sleep up against cans, play with cans. He'll actually turn a can over on its side and put his little beak inside the drink hole, and then shake the can back and forth, and at the same time he'll make the can lift up on the backside. That way the drink pours towards his mouth so he can drink. And it's funny because he actually did that for like 17 years, and I never knew that's what he was doing with that can. I finally saw one day from the side he was drinking the Coke out of the can. Like I said, I only give him Diet Coke, no caffeine, and Diet Coke. Maybe twice a month I'll give him Mountain Dew or something that he likes. He loves Mountain Dew and Orange Pop. And when you put a can in his cage, it's best to use a dog chain. I have a bunch of those. Hopefully I can pass those on to you. You can also get those online. But when you finally clasp, you get the dog chain where you want, say around the tab on the can to hang it in his cage or whatever you're going to hang in there. You want to take some pliers and crimp that clasp, the clasp on the dog chain, because he's gotten those caught in his beak before, and it's been unbelievable trying to get him off. So you got to crimp that really hard, the clasp. Even though you'll ruin it, you got to crimp it, because he'll get a hold of that and get it stuck in his beak. I give him an Ensure drink every morning and every night. Usually when he's still covered, or when I just cover him, I'll give him his Ensure drink, and he gets excited. I think I mentioned this before. He'll go back and forth on his perch. I actually got video of this where he gets so excited with his Ensure drink. And one thing with Biscuit, you can sometimes turn on music, not very loud, or especially if you sing to him, he'll actually bob a little bit and dance his head. And you really got to watch out for him when he's on the floor. I think I already mentioned this in another video. That's the biggest thing with him, the very number one biggest thing. You got to watch out for him when he's on the floor. He can be 20 feet away from you in the living room, and you look down and he's at your feet, so you can easily hurt him. Whenever you turn, you have to look down. A lot of times I actually swivel my feet so I don't actually step on him as I'm looking downwards. And he loves to sit on your feet and flap his wings and actually give you wing hugs. He'll open his wings all the way up and hug the bottom of your legs down by your calves and your ankles. I got video of that also. Look for that on my channel. Also, when he takes a bath, I think I have video of this, he'll get between the sinks and he'll sit on the floor at first and he'll fuss and fuss and fuss. Sometimes he'll do his little scream, that means I want a bath. And he'll holler, I want, get you some juice, get you some juice, and that means water too. Juice is anything that's liquid. And when he says juice, sometimes he's meaning turn the sink on and get the water dripping so I can get my bath. And he'll get in between the sinks, and I always put a rag down in between the sinks so he doesn't slip on the stainless steel or the sink itself. And a lot of times he'll get excited and get on the rag before I open the rag up enough for him so he can walk on it. I'll say to him, watch out, and he'll actually back up and let you put that rag back down. He's really smart. He loves cranberry juice diluted half and half, and he really loves orange juice. Now I won't dilute that, but I only give it to him maybe once every couple days in that small little blue Coke bottle top that I show in a video that I have. 2 or 3 times a month I might give him some regular Mountain Dew or orange pop. And what I do is I tip up the can, I let him have as much as he wants with one drink. Or one time he might drink it, he might take 5, 6, 7 sips, and that's all I give him for that day. And then I might not give him any more for 2 weeks. It's just not good for him, all that sugar. He loves to eat popcorn. You got to make sure it's low butter and salt. He loves to eat cooked hamburger. That's a favorite. Cooked chicken is a favorite. Canned corn's a favorite. And I might give those to him once or twice a week. He loves the mandarin orange slices that are in those little containers in juice. I don't dilute the juice. I just give him some of that juices. He absolutely loves that. He goes really, really, really nuts over low-fat whipped cream. He goes crazy. I mean, he gets it all over his face. It makes a mess of it. He goes crazy. He gets that once or twice a year. I just don't give it to him often because he goes absolutely nuts on it. I'm going to go ahead and continue this video. I got a few more things to say, but let's stop this one right here.